Yeah, good morning everyone. You're welcome to Italy Farms. My name is Akunle Tayo. So today I'll be talking about the profitability of grasscutter farming. Alright. So the main reason why grasscutter is very profitable is because um the cost of feeding your grasscutters is very low compared to uh, other livestock uh, farming livestock businesses. The cost of uh, producing grass cutters, maintaining a grass cutter farm is very low. I mean, how much do you spend to procure this? You can see we are hitting its chaff is in a grass, then a little of supplements, a little of their supplemental feed, which we put in this feed trough. Yeah. Oh, they've exhausted this. I'll try and get some. So yeah, it has to be pelletized so that they'll be able to hold it. Grass cutters like to hold whatever they are feeding on, so we pelletize the feed for them to be able to hold it. So all you need to spend money on, your expenditure will be majorly on labor and your procurement of the supplemental feed. You can see this is a mother feeding on maize chaff. How much do you think you're gonna spend to get this maize chaff, probably from the nearest market to you? And also to think that they feed on variety of grasses, or they feed on ugu stems, they feed on what's this thing that we call a weed in Yoruba, these vegetables. They feed on them. They feed on cucumber, on watermelon. They feed on bamboo stem. A whole lot of grasses that you can actually get for free. So that's the main reason why grasscutter farming is lucrative. Then this animal also sells for a whole lot. Although by the time you are starting your grasscutter farm, you're going to be spending a whole lot of money to buy your grass cutters. You're going to spend a whole lot of money to construct a cage like this for your grass cutters. Although you may decide to use wooden cage or iron cage, which is less expensive, so you can do that. But the business of grasscutter farming is actually in the fact that you don't spend much to feed them compared to businesses like pig farming, like poultry, like you can't even compare it to rabbit, because we're going to have to rabbit feed a lot on supplements. They don't feed much on supplements. Just a handful is enough for one animal. So for one big animal, for one mature animal, just a handful is enough for them. So you get to spend just little money on maintaining your grasscutter farm in a whole month. Then grasscutters give birth to a whole lot of babies. They can give birth to as much as between the range of 3 to 10 animals. I think on social media I saw someone who claimed his animal gave birth to 15. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen 10. I personally have experienced 8. 8 is the most I've experienced here, but on the average I get between 5 and 6 every time. If my grasscutter is pregnant, I'm expecting between 5 and 6 on the average. Let's say I have 10 pregnant grasscutters, I'm very sure I'll be getting nothing less than 50 babies from the 10 grasscutters. So then let's talk about infant mortality in grasscutter farming. Infant mortality is very reduced. because they give birth to their babies whole. Their babies are always whole when they give birth to them. They have fully matured eyes. Their eyes are opened between 7 days after giving birth. The baby starts eating whatever the mother is eating. So their reliance on the mother for breast milk is actually for probably the first 7 days. Just the first 7 days. After the first 7 days, they start eating whatever their mother is eating. So infant mortality is also drastically reduced as far as grasscutter farming is concerned. Then one thing that you need to consider when uh, establishing a grasscutter farm is to understand these three things. Grasscutters are very allergic to noise, to cold, then to noise, cold, and dust. Yeah, noise, cold, and dust. So you need to be very careful wherever you are establishing your grasscutter farm. Let me talk about the places where you can establish a grasscutter farm. You can establish a grasscutter farm close to a church, especially a church where they always have program every single day. If it's a church where they have programs probably once in a while, you can still think of establishing your grasscutter farm close to that place, because they also get acclimatized to their environments. That's one thing about them. They acclimatize to their environment. If the noise is not too much, they get used to it. So probably in the first 2 months, they're going to get used to the environment. But when the noise comes constantly, then it's not advisable for you to start a grasscutter farm close to that place. Then don't start your grasscutter farm. Don't site your grasscutter farm close to a river. You should not site your grasscutter farm close to a river. The reason is, I told you, they're allergic to cold. So when your grasscutter farm is close to a river, then you can be sure every evening that area will be cold. So you subject your grasscutter to cold every single day, because the breeze coming from the river, you always realize that places close to the river are always cold in the night. So every night they will be cold, and that will affect them. So you can start a grasscutter farm close to a river. Then you can start your grasscutter farm close to a very busy road, especially an untarred road. If the road is untarred, if it is very busy, I'm not talking about these less busy roads that goes along your streets. No, I'm talking about major roads that are very busy. You can start your, especially those that are not tarred, because they are allergic to dust. Then from the road, there will be a lot of noise going around, so you can start your grasscutter farm close to that place. And this is the best for commercial purpose. This is the best caging system for your grasscutters, because this is more comfortable. They get to feed at every time of the day, so they get to develop really well. It's easier for them to mate in a system like this, and those are the advantages of having a system like this for your grasscutter farm. If you want to construct something like this at Oyekunle Farms, we can help you to do a project like this where you can have your grasscutter farm. Our services, we sell grass cutters. We can consult for you. We can come over and train your, probably you have some of your workers. We can come over and train them on different practices in grasscutter farming. We sell grass cutters. We can help you sell. Also, we can help you sell. Probably you have a lot of grass cutters for sale. You can call us, and we are just going to help you sell them to our clients. The demand for grass cutter in Nigeria is a whole lot. There is a whole lot of demand for grass cutter. The meat, the breeding stock, the table size, there's a whole lot of demand for it. A whole lot of people are investing in grasscutter farming. So grasscutter farming, the demand is inexhaustible. There are even people who go to neighboring African countries to bring grass cutters to Nigeria. So you're not going to be doing anything bad investing in grass cutters, because basically you'll be spending less to feed them. Remember, I told you you'll be spending much to construct the house, you'll be spending much to procure your animals, but to feed them you'll be spending less, and in a very short time they start giving birth and you start making your money. Within the first 11 months you would have gotten every dime you spent on the animals. So grasscutter farming is very lucrative. Thank you. You can follow us on our social media platform. You can follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get more information about grasscutter farming. Thank you. Once again, my name is Oyekunle John Luatayo. I'm the owner of Oyekunle Farms. Thank you.